move towards our next talking point, and this is coming on the controversy of the union government asking UPA-appointed governors to resign. Well, that is not the only development, because this really has been a day when there's been a complete attempt at a government overall, in a sense. The National Disaster Management Authority Vice Chairman Shashidhar Reddy has resigned after a directive from the centre. 5 other NDA members, including former IPS officer Salim Ali, who investigated the Ishrat Jahan case, also a part of the NDMA, he stepped down. The Modi government has also asked the National Commission for Women Chief Mamta Sharma and the SC/ST Commission Chief PL Punia, also adding the ICCR head Karan Singh, to step down. Not all resignations have come forward, but let me take you to our panel, who's joining us really on the last leg of India at 9 tonight. I'm being joined by Lalita Kumaramangalam. She's the National Executive Member of the BJP. Shailja Chandra is with me here in the studios, the former Chief Secretary of Delhi, and KTS Tulsi is joining us from the capital, Senior Advocate, Rajya Sabha Member. Thanks very much for joining me here on this panel. Lalita, let me come to you first, and I have a stack of questions, so I'll really request you to keep this brief. I'll keep it brief too. You know, why is the government doing this overall? Are you doing it because you believe these people have not functioned properly, or are you doing it because they are political appointees, they are appointees of the previous government?
This really has nothing to do with them just being political appointees. The fact is that the style of functioning of the earlier government is quite different from ours. And with regard to these things, I'd just like to make one point clear. I don't know why all these presumptions are there. This entire controversy came up because we were talking about governors being told to resign. I'd like to lay a few facts out here. First of all, there are a minimum of 10 governors whose tenure is over before January 31st, 2015, which is just a matter of 6 or 7 months.
Right.
Now, I doubt if people think that the BJP is so foolish that we would compromise this fantastic mandate we've been given in the eyes of the common man by being stupid enough to tell them to go 6 months before they are anyway going to retire. Yeah, look at it reasonably. Of course, there are accusations being made against us.
Yeah, but I'd just like to make a differentiation between a constitutional post like a governor.
One sec, let me finish.
Ma'am, I want to keep it cryptic because we have really very little time. What is the compelling reason? Just explain to me.
Points. I'm not getting into any argument. I'm just giving you points. The second thing is that this whole thing about Article 361(2), where they say the police can't ever question a governor. Look at it a little more practically. For example, suppose a murder or an accident happens in front of a particular governor. Nobody can say that the police cannot ask that governor for some, a question regarding that, especially if they're an eyewitness. Now, you may think I'm just bringing it up out of thin air, but one never knows what's going to happen. Okay. Thirdly, how many of these governors have actually been acting according to their constitutional mandate that they've been given? It's not really very easy to get rid of a governor if a government is determined to do it.
I have to interrupt you. I have to interrupt you. I haven't even asked you about governors. I haven't even asked you about governors. I am actually just on the question of some of the developments today. My question to you is, what is the compelling reason for NDMA, NCW, etc.? Do you believe they haven't really worked in tandem, or what your way of...
National Disaster Management Committee. Yeah, I'll reply to that. The National Disaster Management Committee has been a disaster in itself.
Okay.
It really hasn't done any work at all.
Okay.
Just look at what happened in the Beas tragedy less than 10 days ago.
Okay.
Okay. This is the sort of thing that they should have been absolutely up to the mark with.
Okay.
But there's not been even a peep out of them even after that.
Okay.
I think that itself should give you a hint as to the fact that these people, whether they were political appointees or not, which actually they were, and it was given as a reward to several people.
Right.
Have you ever heard of the National Disaster Management Committee before this?
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I've heard. That's a different matter.
It was just
okay. My next question to you, and let me.
You individually
No.
Individually.
My next question to you, and very quickly, ma'am. Who do you plan to fill these people with? Do you plan to fill them with really people who have great expertise in the area of national disaster management? For NCW, do you want to fill them with people who have gender rights as their background?
If and when, even when these posts are going to be filled, I can assure you that they will be filled by people who have actually worked in this field, who have experience in this field, and who will look not as this is a prize posting, but as a job that they need to fulfill.
Fair enough. I think I've got the basis from the BJP in the sense. Shailja Chandra, you know, the government may have a point when it says that it has a particular style of working. It wants to run the centre in a particular way. It wants to choose the people who are really on the same wavelength. My question to you is, has this really been done in a manner that gives importance to the post and the person with a little bit of dignity, integrity, or has it been unsavory in some way?
I would say that I'm not even passing any comment on what has or will be done. I'm looking at it slightly from, you know, away from the picture. There are three categories. First are the constitutional appointments, the second are the statutory appointments, and the third are just important jobs which are given to people. As far as the constitutional appointments are concerned, well, this has been going on from 77. It happened in the Indira Gandhi time, it happened in the Janata time, it happened again in Narasimha Rao's time, it happened in Vajpayee Saab's time. It has been going on.
True.
When a large change of government takes place, there is an expectation all the way, I mean within the party, within the government, within the public also, that we will see a complete change.
Right.
This is only, if these changes are taking place, would only be a part of that.
Right.
But basically, nothing precludes, according to the Constitution, a government coming to a conclusion. The only caveat is that there should be a reason.
Right.
And that reason should be available. It shouldn't be arbitrary. This is what the Supreme Court said.
You know, again, you're talking in the context of the governor. My question is, if you...
Let's come to the statutory positions. You see, if they were given a certain term of appointment, whether it was 3 years or 5 years, it would be possible to curtail that gently, reduce it.
Right.
But if there has been a statutory appointment which says that it will be a 3-year appointment or a 5-year appointment,
then it has been.
and then if it is changed, then it's better to have an order which says your appointment is coterminous with the government that appointed you.
Right.
So you know from day one. That is the only thing.
And then it would perhaps, the government of the day wouldn't even have to nudge them. They would possibly...
have to nudge them. But I would really like to say that perhaps the time has come, regardless of which party,
Right.
it would be nice if the norms that are being followed, the rationale that is being followed for appointments is also shared with the public.
Shared with the public. KTS Tulsi, you've been listening patiently, and this really, I think, is the last leg of this debate. Lalita Kumaramangalam has come out in the open and said that we are going to fill these particular posts in a manner that is thought out. It's going to be really filled with people who know the subject or who have perhaps expertise in the area, etc. That they are perhaps not going to be political appointees. Do you believe really that would be the case? And if I could extrapolate that question to the governor's position, are you actually going to see the BJP put in apolitical people into these posts at Raj Bhavan?
The names that we are hearing are completely political.
That's true.
So they want to change, they want to replace one set of politicians with another set of politicians. But I want to say that no one has the absolute power. All these positions are controlled and cribbed by the Constitution and the laws. They can't behave like a bull in a china shop. In India, we have a parliamentary system of democracy.
Right.
And which means that you don't bring in your own bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is a permanent wing of the executive, and
Right.
you can't fiddle with them in a manner. Appointment is one thing.
Right.
You may not agree with the appointment, but removal is another.
Right.
And when the statute lays down the procedure for removal, and it says that the removal can only take place after an inquiry, they can't simply say, threaten them they say that resign or else. We are demolishing the institutions.
We are.
We are casting such aspersions. I mean, why are they thinking of winding up? They could have wound up the National Disaster Management Commission if they thought that it's doing nothing.
No, I think that's not what she said.
Pack everything.
Well, I think that's not what she said. She said she wants. She said that the Beas tragedy was a good indication of the NDMA's performance. Lalita, I want to come back to you with a final round. You know, there is a broad sense that this is a complete clean sweep. You just want to completely clean sweep the appointments that have been made by the previous government.
Forgive me for being, maybe I will sound a bit rude now, but the fact is I think too many presumptions are being made. Again and again, the BJP has categorically said that what we have been given is a massive mandate, which is not just, a favorable mandate. It's a huge challenge.
And?
The economy is in absolute shambles.
Right.
And we are having to work extremely hard just to get it back on track.
Okay.
Part of getting it back on track is to overhaul institutions that have not been working according to
Ma'am,
whatever provisions they have been appointed
how
under.
does any one of
Whether
your
it is
senior leaders going to
statutory or
Raj Bhavan
constitutional.
going to affect the economy which is in shambles? Surely some of the Raj Bhavan appointees in your case are also going to
Can
be
I give you an
political.
example there? Yeah, I can give you a reply to that.
Please do.
You know exactly what's been happening in various states in the country, closer to Delhi than to where I'm sitting now, which is Chennai. Right? You know the amount of violence that is being perpetrated. I'm not talking just about rape. I'm just talking about the lack of peace and sanity in these states. There are governors in these states. One of them has just resigned. His term was almost over, but that's besides the fact. The fact is the governors also have a constitutional responsibility. I'd like to ask...
No, my only question is, aren't you going to make political appointees?
How many of these governors have fulfilled their constitutional, what they are supposed to do?
The constitutional mandate, the constitutional job. I know, my question to you is, are you saying that none of the positions that you are going to fill off at Raj Bhavan are going to be political appointees? None of them are going to be politicians?
This is just speculation.
I'm asking.
Like I said, there are at least 10 governors who are going to be retiring. Those posts will also have to be filled. The BJP government is well aware of the fact that there are huge expectations from us.
Huge expectations.
And like I said, do you really think we are stupid enough to compromise what we have got, this massive mandate?
No, I have never even hinted at that. We've never even hinted at that.
No,
ma'am, I think it's a little. I think it's a little. Yeah, I think I will have to wrap up this debate, and it's perhaps a failing on my side that I haven't been able to manage time. But you'll have to forgive me. I know this has been a really short, cryptic discussion, and we could have gone over on this one. But thank you very much for joining us this evening here on.